There are monsters in this world. Not the ones who hide under your bed, but the ones who prey on people who don't know any better. People with good hearts trying to improve their lives. People who aspire to do better, but are left with limited options. This monster had a name. Tomas. This isn't a scam artist who didn't just take people's money. He took trust, hope, and for some, their financial futures. He wasn't just a fraudster. He was a master manipulator, wrapping his victims into a web of lies before draining them dry. I was 22, fresh out of college, bright-eyed, full of ideas, and ready to build something big. I believed in hard work and smart decisions, but I had no idea that intelligence alone wouldn't protect me from this world. Someone had been working with him, and from the outside in, it looked like he could make my dreams turn into a reality by helping me raise capital. And that's when I found him. Tomas. His website was polished and professional, and his Calendly was wide open. A few days later, my phone rang. Josh, it's nice to meet you. My team and I understand that you're looking for funding for your business. He spoke with confidence, the kind that makes you feel like you're in good hands. I replied, yes, Tomas, thanks for reaching out. That is true. What is the terms of the loan? And that's when he dropped the first hook. He continued, before we discuss funding, you will need to go through my 4-week course. And eventually the call ended. Right after, I thought to myself, a course? It seemed odd, but I convinced myself that it was a part of the process. Every morning at 8 a.m., I was on his Zoom meeting taking notes. Since I was fresh out of school, that's something that I knew to do, take notes and pay attention. The content was decent, basic funding principles and business strategies, but something felt off. On the call, he would call out all of our names at the start of each session, but I couldn't see anyone else's face. Quite frankly, I'd never even seen his face at all. Never heard another voice, just him talking into the void. I continued to push forward. I lined up everything I needed. The business plan, the business phone, and the business address. Then came my birthday. I was getting a haircut and then my phone started buzzing in my pocket. I let it ring, and whenever I checked my voicemail after, it was Tomas's voice waiting on me. I played the voicemail, and his voice assertively mentioned, Josh, the banks are yelling at me for non-sufficient funds, and we need this payment ASAP to complete your business address. One thing that I'm starting to notice here is that there is a pattern. The sense of urgency and the overuse of my first name. These emotional tactics started to weigh on me. Panic surged through me, and I opened my banking app. I looked at the second row of my app, and there it was, my savings account. It had $600 in it, but the cost of the business address was $500. I Zelled it over, feeling a rush of relief. I had to protect the investment that I've already made, but that's how they get you. By week 2, on one of his Zoom calls, he introduced a new offer, a special business license. It seemed to be a ticket of financial freedom. If I had invested, I would eventually be able to become a partner in his firm and eventually receive commission from closed loan deals. It sounded too good to be true, but now, at the age of 23, I didn't know what I didn't know. I got my laptop up, started typing away. Tomas, I loved the Zoom call earlier. I would love to chat about this business license. His response was almost immediate. Josh, that's great. We'll send over the documents for your review. He would always mention the word we, but I got the sense that it was more of an I. It would be him and maybe family members assisting him with this venture. What I didn't realize was that he was weaponizing a virtual signing platform. And not only did he send over the document, but it came with a relentless daily reminder of 180 days. Then it would restart over and over again. No way to reject it, no way to opt out. He tweaked the settings so that it was no way to decline or unsubscribe. It was psychological warfare. Eventually I gave in and signed the form. A week later, my gut was screaming at me. I called him. Hey, I can't move forward with this agreement. His voice turned cold. I could feel the disappointment through the phone. That's not how it works, he replied. I cut ties, but he wasn't done. The threats began. Lawsuits, harassments, manipulation. For me, I keep a lot of strong ties within my professional network, and I needed a favor. I picked up the phone and called Rob. Rob worked for a big dog law firm that was in my area. I tapped into one of my top attorneys within my network, and the attorney Rob knew exactly where to hit. Rob couldn't represent me, but he did shoo him away. A few days later, I received a call from Michelle, someone I had introduced to Thomas. "Hey Josh, there is literally a Facebook group chat with over 350 people labeled Thomas is a scam." My stomach dropped. I requested access. I eventually got in. And as I scrolled through the page, the same story over and over and over again. The same script, the same promises, the same financial traps. I couldn't believe it. I stayed in a group, watching and listening. Then a year later, I received a letter in the mail. A court case against me. I called the courthouse, read them my case number, and the lady on the other end put me on hold. I was waiting, and my heart was pounding. I realized this was real. And Thomas wasn't done with me yet. I reached out to someone in my network, and he said, "You can't fight this alone. You're going to need someone to help represent you." I found James, who was another attorney that could represent me. I explained my situation, and he convinced me, "Josh, you have a really strong case." After some legal fees, he came back with something unexpected. As we continued the conversation and he realized that Thomas had scammed over 350 people allegedly, this could be a very strong case. This could even go as far as federal or Supreme Court. And the potential settlement? $5 to $6 million. My mind started racing. A chance to fight back, a chance to win. Then James explained the next steps. You'll need a $10,000 retainer fee to begin discovery. I freaked out. I even started hyperventilating, but then I calmed down. I then put my emotions to the side and became logical. But a $10,000 investment for a potential $5 to $6 million case? I'll take it. That seemed like a good return on investment to me. I swiftly moved money around. I put all my pennies together and paid the invoice. I waited and the process began. Then the calls started changing. James rambled, just pointless conversations that added nothing, just eating up those billable hours. Then the bomb dropped. The case got dismissed. I was excited. And since Thomas has tried to sue so many people at once, his fraudulent activity was too suspicious, and the courts can't technically hold anyone back from filing a case. And James asked if I wanted to countersue for fraud, conversion, breach of contract, emotional distress, and much more. I had already spent $8,000 for my retainer, and I wasn't backing down now. And there was one day where I was at work. The owner of the law firm called me. I stepped away in a conference room and listened. He started, "Hey Josh, how are you?" Deep down, I knew something was off. But then I replied, "Good. How are you?" "Listen," he said, "since there was no overwhelming evidence and the other victims did not gather enough proof, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to move forward with the federal case." I was stunned, furious. I demanded a refund of what was left with my money. Days passed. No response, no calls, no emails. Straight ghosted. $8,000 gone and $2,000 still left in my retainer that I never got back. $11,000 lost in this mess. I was angry and exhausted, and it took everything in me to forgive the people who took advantage of me. But I learned something valuable. Monsters exist. They don't just steal your money, but they steal your time, trust, and belief in good people. And sometimes the only way to win is to just walk away. And you know you'll never let this happen again. What was the key lesson? Number 1, red flags to watch out for. Urgency, the pressure to act fast. Seeing things like limited offer or don't miss out. The too good to be true returns. If someone promises insane profits with little to no risk, run. Unverifiable testimonies. Those glowing reviews, fake. Always verify. Untraceable transactions. They ask for wire transfers or crypto. These are very hard to recover once sent. Number 2, psychological tactics that scammers use. Trust building. They act like experts, using fake credentials or references. Creating urgency. They rush you so you don't have time to think. Guilt tripping. They make you feel foolish for not investing. Fear of missing out. This is referred to as FOMO. They convince you that everyone else is cashing out except you. And number 3, how to protect yourself. Verify everything, get a second opinion, never rush into anything, avoid untraceable payments, and most definitely trust your gut. Scammers thrive in silence, but speak out and warn others. I lost a total of $11,000, but you don't have to. Stay sharp, protect your money, and do not let scammers win. They're everywhere and they're getting smarter and smarter every single day. I appreciate y'all staying with me in my journey. There's a lot more you don't know about my experience. I encourage you to keep watching, but I hope you take care and I'll see you in the next one.